We are living in an enlightened age. There has never been a better time in history for humans. With science and technology, we're able to understand our surroundings better than ever. However, every so often, something will happen that will totally stump us. Sometimes something so strange will happen that we will question everything we know. Today's video is the top 10 mysterious events that will make you question reality. If anyone has an explanation for what they see, then go ahead and let us know. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to The Supreme, and click the notification bell for more lit content. Let's get rolling. Number 10. The falling blackbirds. Shortly before midnight on New Year's Eve in 2011, thousands of blackbirds fell from the sky, landing lifeless on the ground. The mysterious event happened in the town of Beebe in Arkansas, United States. The next day, a cleanup operation was underway, and 5,000 fallen birds were counted. The birds were found to have suffered blunt force trauma, colliding with trees, cars, and buildings. Initially, fireworks were blamed, but the story gets even weirder. Around the same time of year, 100,000 drumfish washed up on the banks of the Arkansas River. It is thought that they have been infected with a mysterious disease. The two incidents happened just 125 miles away from each other, and some people genuinely thought it was a sign of the end of times. Adding to the mystery even further, the same thing happened again on the anniversary of the first incident. On New Year's Day 2012, blackbirds began falling out of the sky just like the year before, except this year, fireworks had been banned to stop a repeat of the incident. It happened anyway, but why? Well, we don't really know. Similar shocking events have been reported across the world, including in Australia in July 2019, when dozens of birds dropped down, having appeared to be poisoned. Number 9. The change of the humpbacks. Whales have been around for 50 million years, so when they start changing their behavior after all that time, something strange is definitely afoot. Recently, it was reported that humpback whales have been forming supergroups, which is very odd behavior for the typically solitary creatures who only come together to breed. Marine biologists have noticed large groups of whales ranging from 20 to 200 traveling together at a time. They have also been noted to have strayed thousands of miles away from their usual feeding grounds, and many have altered their whale songs. While the change in tune is thought to be in response to the sounds of new ships in the oceans, scientists can't yet explain why their behavior has changed so drastically. Researchers working on putting together the answers have called the change novel and intense. Whatever is going on with the humpback whales seems to be working though. Unlike most sea species, their numbers are increasing. Before we move on to number 8, I want to talk about this image that was found on the internet. Now, obviously it can't be real, because if it was, we would all likely be gone right now. For the planet Saturn to be that close to Earth would mean it would be on course to hit and destroy us. By that point, our gravity would be all out of whack too. As cool as seeing another planet up close would be, we don't want our solar system to be disrupted, as it would ruin our place in orbit, which would be a total disaster. Number 8. The Potamiskiv crater, nicknamed the Fire Eagle's Nest because of its peculiar shape, was discovered in 1949 by a Russian geologist. The strange rock formation in Irkutsk, Siberia was given its name because of its extremely strange look. It looks like a giant bird's nest with an egg inside it. What happens if it hatches? The crater is around 500 feet in diameter and is thought to be approximately 250 years old, but nobody knows exactly how old it really is. They also have no idea how it got there. There are a number of theories circulating, and some people think it was a slag heap, although historians say that the population in the area was never big enough for that scale of industrial effort. Others say that the formation was made by a volcano, but none have been found nearby. The area has low background radiation, which has led some to speculate it could have been a nuclear testing site. Some people think it is straight up the work of aliens. The story of the crater gets even weirder than that. It seems that it is alive. The crater rises and falls and changes shape, and trees within its vicinity grow really quickly. Number 7. Struck. Roy C. Sullivan is the late Guinness World Record holder for most lightning strikes survived. Shockingly, Sullivan was struck 7 times in his life, defying the most unlikely of odds. Roy was a park ranger in Virginia and had a reputation for being the unluckiest man in the world. He was first struck in 1942, then again in 1969. His bad luck ramped up in the 1970s when he was struck a further 5 times. His last strike left him with a nasty chest and stomach burns. Being struck by lightning means being hit with 100 million volts of electricity, and it is miraculous that he survived. Why Sullivan was such a good conductor, we don't know. The vast majority of people will go their entire lives without encountering a single lightning strike. In fact, the odds of ever being struck are just 1 in 3,000. To be struck over a half dozen times is so unlikely that it's almost ludicrous. While Sullivan survived being struck by lightning again and again, unfortunately, being love-struck led him to his end. It is reported he took his own life after being romantically rejected. How sad. Number 6. The fish frozen in time. Can you imagine taking a scenic stroll along a beach and finding fish frozen mid-leap in a vertical ice wave? It looks like the Snow Queen had walked by and turned the world into ice. Kindergarten teacher and amateur photographer Kelly Priam was walking by South Dakota's Lake Andes National Wildlife Refuge in March of 2015 when she snapped this picture. She waited 2 years to share it online, but when she did, people were horrified. Speaking to news publications, she said that there were thousands of frozen fish on the beach. How did this happen? Well, the theory is that thick snowfall covered the surface of the frozen lake and prevented sunlight from getting down below into the water. This in turn disrupted photosynthesis for algae and other water plants, which meant that the fish suffocated from the lack of oxygen. How they got into the formation they were in when the photograph was taken is a much bigger mystery. Number 5. The sky trumpets. Sky trumpets are a phenomenon that have occurred across the world. People from Canada, Germany, Sweden, the United Kingdom, the United States, and Australia have all reported hearing trumpet-like sounds in the air. In Gothenburg, one concerned citizen recorded the phenomenon and uploaded the video to YouTube in 2018, where it amassed over 100,000 views. The trumpets sound like a bad day at band practice, and as of yet, nobody can explain what they are and where they might be coming from. Some people think that they are biblical, 7 trumpets of the apocalypse, and others think they are alien sounds coming from space. Number 4. The breathing earth. This is absolutely insane. In 2018, John Arthur captured a video of the earth breathing on camera. I don't know about you, but since watching The Wizard of Oz as a kid, I've always been a bit scared of forest trees coming alive. This forest in Z-D-S6pWuWJk4 in Quebec certainly does look like it's alive to me. The video shows the ground rising and falling as if the earth is breathing. What is going on? This looks like something from a Harry Potter novel or a sci-fi movie. According to scientists, the strange occurrence is actually explainable. They say that events like this occur when the ground is saturated and the conditions are very windy. The inhaling and exhaling is actually the work of strong winds pulling the trees upward, along with the forest floor. This is just as scary as the earth breathing, as it means a tree could easily topple over. You don't want to be standing there with your camera if that happens. Number 3. The Battle of Los Angeles. One of the strangest events in American history took place on the evening of the 24th of February, 1942, and lasted until the early hours of the next day. The mysterious event took place amid the Second World War at a time that the United States had just entered into war with Japan, following the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. Tensions were running high, and naval intelligence issued a warning that an attack was imminent. That night, flares and blinking lights were seen in the sky, causing air raid sirens to sound. A total blackout of the city was ordered, and the United States military started shooting at objects and lights in the sky. The strange thing is, nothing came down. There were no shots fired at the defending military, and no aircraft were taken down by the American bullets. The incident was front-page news, and weirdly, the next day, it was all declared a false alarm. A lot of people accused the United States government of hushing up the news for some reason or another. The strangest thing of all is that there were hundreds of eyewitnesses who claimed to have seen the lights that night, including military members who were adamant that they shot at aircraft. Number 2. The city in the sky. Are we living in a parallel universe? In October 2015, something deeply mysterious was seen in the clouds over the Chinese city of Fujian. Looking up into the sky, hundreds of people reported seeing a city rising in the mist. Video evidence of the phenomenon was recorded and uploaded to YouTube and was shared all over Chinese news outlets. There were a lot of theories as to what the city in the sky might be. Some say it was evidence of a parallel universe. Some thought it was some kind of religious second coming, and some even pointed their fingers at NASA for projecting holograms into the sky. It turns out it was likely a mirage called Fata Morgana. This happens when light rays are bent by dense air in warm conditions. Whatever it was certainly very weird. And a very similar incident took place in another Chinese city just 2 years later. Coincidence or a sign? Number 1. The space roar. Space is a vacuum, which means it should be silent. It isn't. While sound waves can't travel very well through space, radio waves can, and they have been. But where are they coming from? Good question. Scientists say that most objects in the known universe emit radio waves, including stars. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is said to give off a cosmic hiss. There is one sound, though, that is bothering scientists across the world. In 2008, NASA started discussing a space roar, a booming sound 6 times louder than anything they expected to hear. It seems that analysts ruled out other stars and galaxies. Some believe it could be from a giant burst of radiation, possibly left over from the Big Bang. 10 years have passed since it was first discovered, and we still don't know what's causing it. It goes to show there is so much about our universe that we simply do not know. Anything could be possible out there, and many people are wondering what exactly the universe is shouting at us. The question is, are we ready to know the answer? So that was 10 mysterious events that will make you question reality. Which of these had you questioning it the most? Let us know in the comment section down below.